So this is the Life issue from January 3rd, 1955. And this is the special food issue. And this issue is interesting to me because the topic of food in the past versus now I find very interesting. It's hard to imagine what it would be like to go into a supermarket or a store in the 50s and look at the array of products they have. You can get a sort of a glimpse of the more simple types of fare they offered, and and here we go, a special issue food, mass luxury, a 73 billion market basket. So I hope you're interested in this. If you're interested in the 50s, keep watching. If you're interested in way things have changed in stores and supermarkets, you might find this whole video to be very interesting. We start on the inside cover, an ad for Canon towels. Every price from 49 cents to $1.79 is their top. Their most expensive towel is $1.79. So these are, it's just take note of the colors that they're presenting here, the very simple designs. I so do remember towels like this growing up, whether in my parents' or my grandparents' house. So, and of course, towels don't change very much over the years. The next ad is for B.F. Goodrich, a company that we've seen. If you've been watching my videos, you've seen a lot of this company. And B.F. Goodrich Safety Liner Tubeless gives revolutionary blowout and skid protection, yet costs no more than tire and tube. So this ad just gives you all the details of these tires and why you should buy them. So our first article here, a triumph and an obligation, some thoughts to preface an issue about food, the nation's biggest business. And it's also got the table of contents. But this whole special issue is going to be dealing with food for the most part. So we start out with some graphs that are overlaid on photographs of farming, crop production, and livestock. The base of abundance, productive lands. It's a fair thing to say that there's probably more agriculture going on in the United States in the 50s than there is now. We've outsourced a lot of stuff. But look at this really pretty picture of these sweeping fields in the America's heartland in 1955. Irrigated cropland. It's just pretty amazing, these aerial shots here in full color. Wheat plains. Livestock lands. I mean, look at that picture of all the sheep. I mean, these aerial pictures in themselves are pretty amazing. This is a site, as a little kid in Kansas, I clearly remember seeing buildings like that all over the place. Fertile farmland. So far, this is, 1955, Eisenhower's president. This is a celebration of the heartland, this issue. Rice fields. And now we have staying with our celebration of food. Here's a lunch from 1955. Campbell's vegetable soup with alphabet letters with grapes, apples, milk, and kids' textbooks. So this is marketed for kids' lunch. Simply wonderful, wonderfully simple. Anytime, Campbell's vegetable soup. So good to come home to. A hot, tempting bowl of soup nearly filled to the brim with sound beef stock and 15 bright and gay vegetables. On the next page, we have a family preparing a dinner. Actually, more like a party, and we see this sort of things In the 50s again, fondue was popular. Bread and butter. There's your fondue oil. And there says they're making onion soup on the stove, frozen trout casserole on the table. So it's just cool. I mean, ways to cut down kitchen work. Life presents experts' ideas for time savers. And it's talking about different meals: vegetable dish, potato puffs, French bread, brandied fruit, onion soup. Simple changes, fewer steps. Now we're talking about improving your kitchen, and it shows your current kitchen, the issues, and how you can improve it down here. But let's just take a look at this. Is the pantry, and like my grandma, when I would stay with my grandparents over the summer, there was a pantry off the kitchen, a separate room that was full of canned goods like this. And there's the kitchen, there's the fridge, and I mean, some people still obviously have houses like that, but some cooking tricks and tools. And here's a full color, well, it's mostly green, but it is full color, A Diamond is Forever ad by De Beers, of course, the diamond company. Biggest appetite. New York area brings in all it eats, which is 1/12 of food consumed in the U.S. Wow. New York, 1/12 of all food consumed in the U.S. ends up here. In this 1955 beautiful picture of New York City. Wow. This is the kind of stuff that I love in these old 50s magazines. Just these photographs. Seeing that yesteryear. Not so long ago, but long enough where it's all changed. Of course, the 1955 is a lot longer than it used to be. And now we get into frantic bidding, faster handling. This is the commodities exchange section when we're talking about, here's shredded coconuts and people buying these food items. Sausages, smoke oven, how they smoke hams right here. Spaghetti being manufactured. Pastrami. Candy, ice cream, last lap of New York's long odyssey from farm orchard or ocean depths to final consumers ended in a workers' supermarket right here. So they're delivering to the supermarket in New York. And here's an ad for Bell Telephone. Let's see that old 50s phone. I wasn't alone anymore. This is about, a woman has got her baby, but she's got the phone, so she needs help or whatever. She's not alone. A sockeye, the traditionally favorite fish from British Columbia. These salmon are the ones who swim upstream to mate, and of course canned salmon still is a pretty important part of a lot of people's diets. Wow, look at all that. Look at all those fish. Even in 1955, Life magazine captures some absolutely phenomenal pictures. This is the inside, I believe. These frozen sockeye salmon from this year's catch are racked in a cold storage plant in Stevenson, British Columbia. So when they cut the heads off and they gut them, and then they're stacked like cordwood, and they're in this cold room. Here we get some ads. Oh my gosh, you'll find everything in Alabama. Oh boy. Here's a richly romantic storybook Old South you've always longed to see. Plus fish-filled lakes and streams, wonderful sunny golf beaches, mountains ablaze with blossoms, lush green golf courses, all sports. Confederate museum treasures, forts and battlefields, visible remains of Indian civilizations, fascinating old plantations, awe-inspiring hydroelectric dams, everything to make a perfect holiday. State of Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama. I'm proud Alabaman, and so it is a beautiful state. There is a lot to do here. Plywood. Here's Anison. If you suffer from headaches. L&M's got everything. Miracle Tip filter. Diane Lynn says this is the best filter of all. L&M's Miracle Tip. The smoke is mild yet full of flavor. Mr. and Mrs. Stu Irwin, stars of TV's great Stu Irwin show. As we say on TV, this certainly is the Miracle Tip. L&M's filter beats them all. And Mrs. Laddie Sanford, socialite, says, I smoke L&M's, so do most of my friends. Wonderful filter, fine taste. Here is the cool fold-out section of the magazine. And this is usually my favorite part of a magazine, is the two-page spread of artwork that... and the last one I showed you from 1925 had that great Paramount Pictures studio tour. So this one has the inside of a 50s supermarket. And I do really love this picture. It's just yellow and black and white, but it's trying to show the crazy, bustling supermarket of 1955. And I just love this artwork. I love it a lot. Vegetables getting ready to be canned, I guess. There's the mixed vegetables, corn. Biggest vegetable factory on earth. 5 Seabrook Farms field workers form a relay team to speed up harvesting of Boston marrow squash, one operation where manual labor is still best. Here's another amazing picture. Seabrook Farms. Look at this. Holy cow. Wow. Look at all of the people who work on this farm. That's unbelievable. The Farmer and His Government. The history of an Iowa family's full life shows good and bad points of our policy on agriculture. So here's your social article. So this issue is going to cover every aspect of food. 4 generations of the Bruin family. Story of a farmer family. And it continues here. And here we have an ad for Baker's Chocolate, Baker's Instant Chocolate, Baker's baking chocolate here. And then there's a recipe for hot chocolate, and that does look really good. And these pastries with chocolate cupcake, kind of a cupcake. Oh, and now we get to my favorite part of almost all of these magazines. That would be the classic car ads. And to me, oh my gosh, I mean, if I could redo my whole man cave, I would decorate it wall to wall with these ads. I absolutely love this Buick ad. And you know, when I think of a Buick, and I've looked at so many of these, I always think of those 4 circles right there. I have a die-cast Buick. I'll have to show you in another video, but and that distinguishes that Buick, and it's a beautiful ad. These 50s cars, they've never been beat in terms of style, in terms of classic American car look. I mean, okay, look at all the ways that you can use this Franco-American beef gravy. So this is an ad for Franco-American, and it's giving you ideas: hash patties, beef gravy shortcake, nifty dish from leftover meat, make meatloaf taste beefier, burgers on toast, and hot roast beef sandwich. And what's cool about this too is if you ever curious about what kind of meals did they prepare in the 50s, I mean, TV dinners were just coming out maybe around 1957, 58. What was a typical family dinner night? These would be what it would look like. I mean, look at how the garnish is. Look at how the style of the presentation of the food. Like there were some radishes there, some green onions. It's interesting. More on that Farmer and Government article. Okay, now we got some more interesting ads. Filled with milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia provides better relief, more complete relief. My constipation worries are over. So she looks like she feels much better. And sleep again. Vicks Vetrono. When your nose fills up at night, open up your nose, breathe again. So it's kind of like Campho-Phenique or something, or it's something. Well, not Campho-Phenique, but it's Vicks. You would put these drops under your nose, and it would clear your sinuses, the vapors. Here's an ad for Old Gold Filter Kings. Soon, the whole country will be able to enjoy the first famous name brand with a filter, Old Gold Filter Kings. Now, a real improvement in fitted sheets. Canon's new exclusive Easy Matic corners give you the easiest bed making ever. No more tug of war with your mattress. I still have a tug of war in my mattress every time I make my bed, so I don't think they really solved that problem. Okay. Winston. Filter cigarettes. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. If you listen to old time radio, you will hear that a lot. Relief in codes. Alka-Seltzer. Feel better while you're getting better. Use the Alka-Seltzer Cold Comfort Treatment. Alka-Seltzer for the ache all over, feverish feeling. Be careful. Beware of drafts. Get more rest. Comfort the irritated throat by gargling with Alka-Seltzer. So they were making Alka-Seltzer cold medicine even then. Or was it just Alka-Seltzer? Are they trying to say to use the regular Alka-Seltzer to treat your cold? Here's a religious ad. When is Christ coming? And send that to get a free book. Blue Shield. Now it's Blue Cross Blue Shield, but here it is. Blue Shield, the only nonprofit nationwide organization sponsored by the doctors to help your family meet surgical, medical, maternity expenses. Mr. Benson and Mr. Bruin talk it over. So it's a Q&A, farmer and government question and answer session. And more interesting ads. Vicks throat lozenges. Kivo-Ets. Fight fatigue and overeating the drugless natural way. Kivo-Ets candy-like energy food supplement and reducing aid contains 15 foods rich in natural vitamins and minerals: wheat germ, brewer's yeast, deep sea kelp, alfalfa, etc. 100% pure, no drugs. If your dealer does not stock, use coupon below. Briggs pipe tobacco. A1 steak sauce. Tums, and a little cartoon to go with the Tums card. Okay. The most important automotive achievement of our time, Packard. And this is an ad for Packard cars, Packard Motors. Traditional dishes that do us proud. Corn Head's a historic list. And I'm not sure if this is part of the... I think this might be... Yeah, I think we're getting into a section where they're sort of showcasing commodities here. Authentic fare with an American flavor. And we're still talking about... these are... it's different American foods like Creole food, Native American food, pumpkin pie, stuff like that. Stuff that's sourced in America. Short order grub, the most popular. Okay, now we get to some of that classic 50s diner food. Cake donuts, coffee, funnel cake, chocolate layer cake, rice sandwich, apple pie, ice cream, milk, Is that just candy bars? I guess it's just candy bars, different types of candy bars. Burgers with chips and a glass of tea, a hot dog, French fries, eggs sunny side up with bacon. So that's your diner fare. So the short order cook. Wait a second. Yeah, that's supposed to be chocolate candy bars. It says what everything is. Here's recipes that generations of cooks have sworn by. I will, if you would like, slowly pan over this. So if you want to pause and record any of these, you can. If you want these cool 50s recipes. So I'm gonna go up. And if, like I said, if you want any of these, be my guest. Because you got scrapple and crab gumbo, farm style beef stew, turkey hash, Rhode Island Johnny cake, fried chicken, chili con carne, Indian pudding, Uncle's paper turkeys. We heard this story years ago about a man who said he was successful in the stock market because he never forgot his uncle's experience with a trap for wild turkeys. Huh. You don't see that in full-page magazine ads anymore, do you? The U.S. goes out to lunch. The noonday break, more efficient than Epicurean victuals and busy people. An article about our quick eating during the workday. Oh my gosh, that's Angela Lansbury from Murder, She Wrote, along with Basil Rathbone. Here's some soldiers at Fort Jackson eating their rations. Seattle executives having their lunch break playing dominoes. Augusta, Kansas, covered dish church social. So it's showing different scenarios and how people are eating. Benton, Washington, these people are working. It's an Air Force plane. It looks like Air Force One almost. Benton, Washington, American industry. Oh, so they're making the Boeing aircraft here, and they're playing shuffleboard while they're making it. Rome, Georgia, Lions Club eating lunch. Skyscraper riggers. John Foster Dulles eating his lunch in solitude. Pacific Northwest eating lunch. Mob scene in Manhattan trying to get into lunchtime. Shoppers and department store workers jammed the Herald Square chock full of nuts. So that's a giant coffee shop in New York. Amid all this, plenty ouch. For though something to eat is wonderfully sweet, the ultimate question, of course, is digestion. So this artwork is really good. It's very 50s. And it's the woes of eating and the things that... Electric Shave by Williams. There's still more of that digestion article. Here's a full-page ad for Savings and Loan Foundation. 3 ways to tell 1954 was a great year for America. The world's corniest building. With murals made of colored ears, the citizens of South Dakota town paid tribute to a crop. So they make a building out of corn. That's pretty cool. How beef gets to beef eating nation. And each one of these little, they look like little ornaments. Each one shows you from beginning to processing. I like this picture. Harvesting at dusk. It's lettuce harvesting. Yeah, that's just a really cool picture. A lit up Leviathan for lettuce. And here's an ad for Pepto-Bismol in pink and red. kind of goes with that article a few pages ago. Life seldom overlooks. Search for a future plenty. U.S. looks to scientists to keep the country's food supply increasing as fast as its population. The study of waste and taste. Oh, look at the color in these pictures. Wow. Experimenting with color light on plants. They're experimenting with molds and fungus. The colors here are really terrific, by the way. As you can see. Powdered fruit juices. And then I think we're just getting the regular news. Let's look at this picture real quick. That's Dr. Sam Shepard. He was the inspiration for The Fugitive. You might have seen the Harrison Ford movie with Tommy Lee Jones. There was also a TV show called The Fugitive back in the 50s or 60s. Well, anyway, Dr. Sam Shepard is led by a guard left after verdict. Most of the jury in the 102-hour-long deliberations had not doubted that the doctor killed his wife, but had differed on the extent of his guilt. Shepard faced a life sentence, which, if he is paroled, could last only 10 years. So, many people believed he was wrongfully convicted. They believed the neighbors did it. They even found what they thought was the murder weapon buried in the backyard of the neighbors. So, that's interesting. We're getting into some actual current events here. Outer space predictions got him dismissed from university. German rearmament, and inspecting a cleft in California, a fault line. There goes the fastest man on the face of the earth. At Holloman Air Force Base, New Mexico. I used to be stationed there. Rocket-propelled sled. And Ballantine Ale, the light ale America prefers, 4-1. It's a good ad there. And we get to the end with a Coca-Cola ad on the back. And this is also sponsoring Eddie Fisher on Coke Time, NBC, twice each week. So, this few calories is half an average juicy grapefruit. Well, I guess that small bottle of Coke would. And there we have it. And I sure hope you enjoyed this. So, that was a live food issue, 1955, January 3rd. 20 cents. And I sure enjoyed flipping through it with you. So, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I love reading your comments. And I enjoy. I do try to get around to answering all of them, and so thank you very much for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.